Mr. Tonka, how's it going? You guys are on it. Yeah. Fun size. You didn't miss anything at all. It literally just started. You guys are so fast. Ahoy, Curity the clown. It's it's kind of my first live stream. Like I've done the podcast, the off-camera podcast thing, but this is definitely the first like solo live stream for sure. How's it going, guys? Where's everybody from? Maybe a Trek. I have owned a Trek before. Permission granted. Wisconsin, Cali, Colorado Springs. The Angry Sea. It's the cake in the shape of a bike. Oh, that's a good one actually. Missouri, Singapore, sick. Quebec, New Brunswick, Vermont. CA, I'm assuming CA is California, not Canada. Twin Falls, Idaho, Sac, California, Montreal, Adelaide, Australia, sick. It must be, what time is it in Adelaide? It must be pretty late there. Philippines must be even later. And Singapore, I would think. Manila, North Cal, wow. Cranbrook, BC. Hey, Justin, how's it going? Australia, repping Florida, sick. New Zealand. VA is Virginia, right? I don't know my states by abbreviations. Do I speak French? No, I don't. I did very poorly in French in high school. 10 a.m. in the Philippines. Oh yeah, perfect timing for you then. Tennessee, Washington. Hey Matt, how's it going? Matt's a patron. He already knows what the bike is. We did a little live stream yesterday. Does anybody have any guesses what it is? No guesses. Giant rain. Pole. A lot of people have been guessing pole because I guess Ryan is super keen on the pole. YT, that's a good guess. YT, that new Capra is a sick bike actually. Actually, like when I actually got this bike before they announced that one. I was like, oh, oh, that one looks pretty good. Canyon Spectral, Hightower LT, Stump Jumper 29, Transition. Nobody's got it yet. Canyon, Kona Process. Someone's definitely got the brand, but yeah, a couple of you got the brand. Can you guess the wheel size? Kona Stinky, legit. When I was a kid, that was like the bike to have. Like I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Rocky Mountain Stumpy. Most people saying 29, huh? 27, 29. 26.5. Yeah, Justin, you got it right. 26, 24. Oh yeah, getting weird there. Tandem. I really wanted to ride a tandem mountain bike. I think that would just be so goofy. 29. Oh, I think someone's got the. Oh, we got a couple good guesses here. Yeah. So I'll just whip it out. as they say. So yeah, it's the Nomad in tan. Not a downhill bike, but it's getting there. It's 170 mil travel. Yeah. It's got the fancy shock setup in the middle. And like a little protector for mud and stuff. Yeah, I'm super stoked to try this bike. And it's like super long. Like I don't know if I can even show this to you guys. It's so big. It's a size large. Hard as diamonds. You could cut glass with those. But yeah, I'm so stoked on this bike. I'm gonna. So what the plan is, I'm gonna live stream the build on Thursday. I'm gonna take the day off work and I'm gonna live stream the build. I'm not sure how long it's gonna take, but it might take I don't know, 6 hours, maybe. We'll see. I might prepare a few things. Yeah, it's air shock. So this bike did have the option to get the coil, but I really like air just because it's a lot more tunable. So I can put volume spacers in there. I can just change the spring rate just by adding or removing air. Whereas with the coil, every time you want to change the spring rate, you have to buy a new coil. And I'm cheap. I don't want to buy a new coil every time I want to change the spring rate. So, yeah. Yeah, it's cool. It's got the threaded bottom bracket. That's something my Trek Slash did not have, and it always creaks like high hell, which is nice. I'm a little bit worried because the head tube is integrated headset, so I find those tend to creak. I kind of prefer like the press-in headset that were more popular like 4 or 5 years ago. 6 hours is BKXC brake bleed time. Oh man, I will have to cut the rear cable to shorten it for this frame for sure. Yeah. So yeah, what else is it about this? Oh, I don't know if you can see it on camera. It might be really difficult to see, but I got like this ride wrap. I don't know. Maybe I can get the angle there. Oh, maybe you can see it in there. Like get the light right. I got this ride wrap on there, so it's like it's got this layer of protective film on there, and then that's just going to keep the bike nice for longer. Just because you're mountain biking, you're going to crash and you're just going to get scratched and stuff. So this will help with the scratching. And yeah, it's by a company called Ride Wrap in Whistler. They do a really nice job. Justin, thanks for the super chat. I think that might be my first super chat ever. Thanks for that. 27.5 wheels on the Nomad. Yeah, it's 27.5. A little bit different than 29. I was kind of like, I don't know. I don't like. I'm a little bit worried about the wheel size thing because I'm used to 29. But at the same time, I feel like it's not that much of a difference, and I just want to try new things. I have had a 27.5 bike in the past. How tall am I? I'm 5'11". So this is a large. I usually ride larges these days. I used to ride mediums, but I like longer bikes. They're just more stable at speed. Yeah, new forks, new wheels. And I'll show you guys the new forks and wheels in a second here. Any parts that are going to transfer over. So I'm going to transfer over the cranks, the stem, the pedals, just because I run those weird time pedals. And what else? The bottom bracket. Oh, the dropper post. And maybe that's it. I've got the bike yoke dropper post, so I really like it. Ride beside. Thanks, man. $10 super chat. Why did you move off Evil? So the Evil was kind of like I had to buy it while I was in Japan because the Trek broke and I couldn't get it fixed while I was in Japan. So when I went to look for a new bike in Japan, well, they only sold like size mediums in Japan because I guess the general population is a bit shorter there. So I couldn't even find a bike that would fit me in Japan. So I found one guy in Tokyo. He imports evil bikes. So that bike was going to fit with my current parts from the Slash, and then I could like basically install all those, move all the parts from the Slash over to the Reckoning. But the Reckoning was kind of like maybe not my first choice. And then as you saw in my bike check, it's got a few like maybe not optimal issues, like on big compressions, the rear tire would hit the seat tube here on the Reckoning. And I thought that was kind of like, come on, guys, like you shouldn't be touching there. So, yeah. Would you ever put a 29 for? That would be interesting. I have a buddy, Trevor. He works at Noble, and he's obsessed with like mixed wheel sizes. He always wants to try that stuff. I've never actually tried it though. SRAM drivetrain. I'll show you the drivetrain in a second. It's a bit of a interesting setup. Yeah, I love the time pedals. They're a lot more float in them. Looks like the Rampage guys. Yeah, some of the Rampage guys do interesting stuff with the wheel sizes for sure. Triple ground forks. I did 1 year in Whistler Bike Park. I saw a Nomad 3 with like a Fox 40 on the front. I thought it was really cool, but also like really impractical. Like, but I think he just put it on just for the bike park, just to have a super stiff plush fork on the front. Yeah, Mr. Tonka. Yeah, you gotta. The bike has to be like perfect. I want it to be like super reliable, and I don't want it to like scratch paint off just because I'm riding it, you know? So, yeah. Okay. What do you guys want to see next? So I got like the wheels. I've got drivetrain stuff. I've got the fork. What do you guys want to see? I don't have everything. Like some of it's still on the Reckoning, but I can show you the wheels. Okay, the wheels. Mr. Tonka, TR33 or 38. So they're the 33s. So these are the Noble TR33s, and I got gold decals on this side. I got to get them to send me some other decals. Yeah, but these have the like prototype Onyx hubs on them. So they have like no pawls in them. They have like infinite engagement. So I'm super stoked to try these out. I actually had the older Onyx hub on my Cannondale that I raced in BC Bike Race, and now like those were really nice because they're silent and they roll so good. The only thing is they're kind of heavy, but these prototypes are quite a bit lighter, like within like kind of I9 range, like Industry 9 weights, a little bit heavier than Industry 9. So yeah, they're super cool, and they're so quiet. Let me see if I can. I don't know if you can even hear that in the mic. I have the mic down on the table here. Yeah, they're so quiet. Why Chinese rims? Well, pretty much every rim is made in China, I think, except for Envy, and Envies are like $2,500 or $3,000 for a set of wheels. Like, I don't have the Trek, but thanks for the super chat, Justin. I don't have the Trek. I still the Reckoning, and I'm going to be selling the Reckoning. Yeah, so I'm super stoked on these hubs. And then I've got these like really fancy rotors on there. I've never actually tried those rotors. It's like center lock on there, and then the fins on there, like they almost look like too ridiculous to be real, but they're real. I don't know if they'll make any difference. Like I haven't had any brake issues with the standard Ice Tech rotors, but yeah, it should be interesting. The only thing I'm afraid of is like if I have to for some reason in some weird situation take the rotor off, then I need a specific tool to take it off. So hopefully that doesn't become an issue. But obviously the center lock stuff is lighter than the 6-bolt. And then I'll just show you the front wheel. Oops. So that's front wheel with the Onyx hub. And yeah, super sick hub. And it actually says prototype on there. I don't know if you can see that. It's hard to get this camera to. Yeah, it says prototype under the Onyx logo there. Just kind of cool. But yeah, Noble has a really good relationship with Onyx. So Onyx sent them a few prototype hubs, and I'm gonna and Noble's having me test them out. So yeah, let me see if I can catch up on a few comments here. Why the Nomad? Why not the Hightower? So I was looking at the Hightower, and I was really interested in the Hightower LT, but I found like that I with the LT they only updated the rear triangle and pivot and the rocker and stuff like that, and they didn't make the front triangle longer. And I prefer a bit of a longer bike, and I didn't feel it was quite long enough. And the Nomad has been getting amazing reviews, and it's quite long actually. It's basically like a mini DH bike that can pedal. But that's like the sales pitch for every enduro bike these days anyways. But yeah. And then the reason I got Santacruz is because I had a Nomad 3 and it was so reliable. Like I never, ever had a problem with it. And then a long time ago, I had a Santacruz Bullet as well, and it was so bulletproof. So I'm kind of biased to Santacruz just because it's so reliable. Yeah. Let's see. Explaining the choice. Mind exchange. Explaining the choice between the TR33 and the TR38. So basically, I could have gone either way. I think the 33 has a little bit more give in the ride, and the 38 is more stiff. Because the 38, so what he's talking about is the 33 is like 33 millimeters outside width, and the 38 is 38 millimeters outside width. And then also when you get that outside width, it also gets deeper. So the rim gets a bit heavier, and then it also gets like a lot more stiff. So I just wanted maybe a bit less harsh of a rim, if for lack of a better way to say it. But yeah, I could have gone either way, really. I had the 38 on my last Nomad, and then on the Slash, I had the 33, which I really liked as well. I don't know. I could have gone either way. Let's see. Let's look at some more comments. Thanks, T-Roy. Yeah, I'm just super stoked on the bike. What didn't you like on the Slash? So the Slash had the press fit bottom bracket, which always creaks. I didn't like that the pivot broke, for one. And then the headset was the integrated headset that always creaks, but I think pretty much every bike has that now. What else didn't I like? I didn't like how expensive it was. Like for the frame only, it was like over $5,000 Canadian, which is I don't know, like probably 3,800 American when I bought it. And I also didn't like the knock block thing. So like it didn't allow you to turn your bars past, like your fork can move past the head tube. And if it got forced past you, it'd wreck your head tube if the knock block failed. So yeah. How tall are you? I am 5'11", and the Nomad is a large. So yeah, VPP. I do like it. It is pretty good. It pedals really well. You should donate the old parts to Boostmaster. I really would. I want him to pedal. Like he would have access to so many more trails if he would be willing to pedal up a hill. Because there's so many places you can't ride without a shuttle, or so many places you can ride without a shuttle. What says tires? Okay, let's talk about tires then. So I've got the TRS. What are these? The E13 TRS tire. So I'm going to run this in the back. And so apparently everybody is in love with this tire, so I'm going to give it a try. I keep changing around tires, trying different stuff. But like as you can see, let me see if I can get the camera. Like the side knobs are like massive on this tire. Like and if you feel like the rubber, it's like super soft, so it's gonna be really grippy, but probably wear fast. And then the center channel is like fairly fairly shallow, so it's gonna be like rolling fairly fast, but also corner really well with these big side knobs. So I'm just gonna try these out. I think these are 27.5 by 2.35, and yeah, these are only single ply though. I got the Enduro casing instead of the downhill casing, and that's because I am gonna put a Chuck or a Huck, not Chuck Norris, a Huck Norris in. So I'm interested to try this out. Everybody's running Cush Core these days, and the reason I didn't get Cush Core is because it's so expensive. Like I think it's like 60 or 70 bucks, and these are like 30 bucks. So it's my first time running like an insert in the tire, and I'll just try this one first. This should also be a lot easier to install. Steel. Yeah, so this will be a lot easier to install than the Cush car, but we'll see how it goes. It's my first go at this technology. Is it technology? It's like a piece of foam, but yeah, I don't know. And then where's my front tire? So here's my front tire. So it's a Magic Mary. You guys probably know I already love Magic Mary, so I'm just gonna run this in the front. It's got the purple stripe or whatever, so it's like the super soft one. And I think this one is in super gravity, so it's like got the thicker casing on it. And yeah, I really like the Magic Marys. They just work really great for me. It's a lot of people around here are like either Magic Mary or DHF in the front, like, and it's really polarized. Like people who like DHF think it's the best thing ever, and people who like this think it's the best thing ever. But yeah. All right, let's see. Catch up some more comments. Looks like a high roller too. Yeah, are you guys talking about the E13 or maybe the Magic Mary? They're both. The Magic Mary is kind of like a high roller. Random question: are you racing Revelstoke? I don't think so. You're talking about the helicopter enduro. I don't think I'm going to be doing that. I think that was like kind of a one-time thing, and it was so expensive, and the price actually went up this year. This tires look aggressive. Yes, they are very aggressive. Have you tried Cush Core? I've never tried Cush Core, but I'm interested to try it if the Huck Norris doesn't work out. Huck Norris won't take a big squareage okay. Well, we'll see how it maybe I'll have to learn the hard way. Yeah, Cush is bomb proof. The Vittoria liner, I'm super interested in that one actually. It seems like a bit more substantial than the Cush Core one, so I don't know. Jury's out on all these inserts for sure. What hubs are you rolling on the Noble hoops? Oh, they're Onyx hubs. They're the prototype Onyx hubs. Show the fork. I'll show the fork in a second. Tire widths 235 front and back. Did you show the forks? Not yet. Yeah, maybe I'll do a review of the Huck Norris. I think so. Let's see in it. What Canadian National Enduro Series events are you attending this year? So I just did the Vetter Enduro, and that's all I'm signed up for so far. But I am signed up for the Challenger Enduro in Whistler that happens just like the day before the EWS happens. I really wanted to race the EWS, but it's very difficult to get into. Forks, GF rides, forks. Okay. Oh yeah. Seabass, MTB, Quebec. He knows where it's at. So yeah, Fox 36, 170 mil. And yeah, I like Fox. I had a lyric on my Slash, and that thing had a crown steer issue, and it just creaks like high hell, and I was not happy with that situation. And it took like, I don't know, like 4 months to warranty that thing. So I'll stick with Fox for now. Yeah, just typical fork, quick release axle. You have to get the special mount for the adapters because I think it's a 160. It's a mount for a 160 mil rotor, so you need to, or was it 180? I think it's 180, and then you have to get the difference between 180 and 203. which I'm going to be running in the front. Yeah, I like these. It's got the fancy Kashima coating, and yeah, it's cool. Boost spacing, of course. Everything's boost now. Whatever. Like I don't know if I noticed the difference between pre boost and post boost, but yeah, whatever. Hey Christian, how's it going? Have you heard of Gorilla Gravity? Oh, I have heard of them, but I don't know too much about them. I did you try Ingressor last year, and I wore through it really fast. But a lot of people like those. What else we got here? Yeah, the 2019 lyric seems interesting for sure. Hopefully they can fix those the crown stereo issue that I had. Are you going to get an aftermarket tune on the suspension? One of my patrons actually suggested that I should talk to Steve at Vorsprung and do a video or something, maybe getting like my suspension set up, and then like I'd make a video out of it and do like a little collab or something like that. That would be interesting. What do you do for a job? I am in, well, hopefully one day I'll be doing this as a job, but I'm an artist in video games. So I work at a company in Vancouver, and we make video games. So that's what I do. It must be 180 with 160. Yeah, I think it's 180. Yeah, I think all the new Fox 36s are 180. What does Yuka think? I don't know. Yuka's so chill about anything I do. She's like, I don't know. She's always happy and stoked about riding. She's getting super stoked on riding this year, actually. So she's actually, for the first time the other day, she went riding without me. And I was at home editing a video. She's like, I'm going riding. I'm like, okay, go have fun. So that was awesome, actually. Let's see. What else? Gamer, working. Oh, Alex G, you also work in games. That's awesome. When's Yuka getting her new bike? So actually, Yuka has a Norco Range, and so I bought that for her as her first bike because getting into mountain biking is so it's expensive, right? Like if you tell a person off the street, oh, would you be interested in mountain biking? And they say yes, and then you tell them like, oh yeah, okay, now you have to buy a $3,000 bike. They're probably not going to do it. So in the case of Yuka, I found her like a good used bike, and it got a lot of upgrades since we bought it for her. And so she's riding that bike. She's really happy with it right now. But she has a comment. She's like, oh, I think maybe I need a carbon bike sometime. And I'm like, so maybe we have to kind of figure out something for her, and maybe she'll get an upgrade sometime soon. Let's see. What kind of? Oh, I've worked at a lot of game places. I've worked at EA. My first job was at Black Box. I've worked on a bunch of like Need for Speed titles. I've worked on FIFA and stuff like that. So yeah. Let's talk about the drivetrain. So this is my cassette. As you can see, it does not have Eagle on it, and that's because I don't think we really need Eagle here in BC, because everything is like straight up and then straight down. Like we don't really have like those fast like undulating trails where you really have to pedal. So, and then the other thing with Eagle is that I find it's quite a bit heavier. So I don't want that extra unsprung weight on my rear axle, because like you don't want, like if you picture like a stick, if you wave a stick up and down, it'll change direction fairly fast. But then if you add like a big weight at the end of the stick, like a rock, and then you change the direction again, then it's a lot harder to change direction. So basically I want to keep as little weight on the rear axle as I can, and that'll just make the suspension a lot more sensitive and reactive to the terrain. So yeah, gonna go with the SRAM cassette. So it's, yeah, not 12 speed, it's 11 speed, and it's, oh, what is it? What's the SRAM? 11 speed, 10 to 42 or something like that. Let's see. Okay, so the next little is kind of like putting a Chevy engine in your Ford or something. So this is the derailleur I'm using. So I'm going to stick a Shimano derailleur on my SRAM cassette. So it's maybe a little bit of a weird thing to do. And the thing is that the Shimano cassette's really heavy, but the SRAM one's really light. But I like the way the Shimano stuff shifts, especially with the shifter. So yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to try this out. I guess the other benefit is that you can adjust the clutch tension on the Shimano one, and then you can also like unlock or open and close the clutch on there. So yeah, so I'll try that out. I've never actually run like a mixed drivetrain before. And then the other thing is with Shimano shifters is you can like shift up and down twice, whereas SRAM is only once, and you can do it in both directions too. Actually, you can do it this way and this way, which is kind of nice. And I kind of like I used to run Shimano in the past, and I kind of miss that about Shimano. So just trying that out. Hopefully it works out. I know Mike Levy at Pink Bike. He runs like a mixed drivetrain like this. So I figure if it's good enough for him, it's probably good enough for me. So we'll see. XTR awesome. Yeah, it's a bit weird. It's like I don't know. It's gonna be. It's not a bike that you could like buy. Like no bike is gonna come with a mixed drivetrain like that for sure. Blasphemy. It's totally blasphemy. It's like I don't know. Like yeah, totally like putting a Ford engine in your Chevy or something. Won't there be issues with chain to cog spacing? No, I don't think so because it's just the Shimano stuff is 11 speed and the SRAM stuff is 11 speed. So the chain is still the same width in both systems. So for the chain, I'm still running a SRAM chain just because it's got the quick link. I don't know. Let's see if I can point that out. The quick link in there. Whereas the Shimano's has that stupid pin that you have to push through and then break the end off. Like half the time I do that and it doesn't work properly, but the quick link is so convenient. So yeah, just stick with the SRAM train or chain. Who invited? Look, Ryan's here, the Lone Ranger. How's it going? How's the bike, dude? The bike's great. You missed the big reveal. Yeah. Ryan has you have the E13 cassette on yours, right, Ryan? Let's see. Oh yeah. So for the chainring, going with the oval again. The 32 tooth oval with the race face cinch interface or whatever. And yeah, it's going to be basically I like the oval just like it's just slightly better than a round ring. I think like it's just slightly smooths out your power input over like really technical terrain. So in Vancouver, like you're often climbing over like really slippery routes or like kind of technical stuff, and this just smooths out the power a bit. So I find it helps a little bit. And with these chain rings, they cost about the same as like a normal round one, and so they wear out over time. Like I usually go through one of these a year, and so if you're gonna buy a new chain ring, might as well try the oval one, I guess. So, and then yeah. Oh, there's no sweet custom paint job, Ryan. I wasn't able to do that. I didn't have time. Ryan, the Lone Ranger. So curious. So curious about how the oval chainring works. Well, so the idea is that when you're pedaling down, you have more power, and then when you're at the bottom of your stroke, you have less power. So the idea is that the oval compensates for that change in power, right? So basically, I forget how it's clocked, but basically it just smooths out your pedal stroke. by changing the radius. So as it rotates, the radius increases and decreases. Let's see. Yeah. So the bottle, I don't know. The bottle. So the Reckoning didn't have a bottle mount. This one does. I don't really run a bottle, just because I always have to wear a pack because I'm carrying batteries anyways. But yeah, it's nice that it does have the bottle. I could probably put some like electrolytes in there or something like that. Toss the frame on the couch. Okay. There you go, Ryan. Now you can see it. There we go. What's up, HMTV? Hey, from Australia. Put the frame on the couch. Okay, everybody got it on the couch. The new frame is a large tan Santacruz Nomad 4 that everybody thought was going to get a 29er, and surprise, 650B. Okay, so brakes. So I'm going to run Saint brakes again. I'm just getting a new set. I could have taken my set off of the Reckoning, but brakes are kind of important. And I find that when these get a year or two old, they start to make noises when they get hot. So I just got a new set, and I'll sell the old set. But yeah, tons of power, maybe a little grabby with just a little bit of pull, but I really like the Saints for sure. How tall? This may be the most common question so far. I'm 5'11" or 180 centimeters. Let's see what else we got. So I got I still didn't put it together yet, but going with the weird saddle again. So it has this pad that you can kind of, I don't know if it does anything actually, but it kind of just makes it a little bit softer, maybe a little bit more grip, but you can just pull it on and off. And everybody thinks this saddle looks super hard, but if you press it, it's actually pretty soft. Like you can squeeze it down. And this is probably the best saddle I've ever owned. The only thing with the saddle is that it's a little bit easy to like bend the rails. So I bent the rails on the last one, like kind of tweaked them a bit. And it was like tilted that way a little bit. So I'm just going to get a new one and just make it fresh. So, but yeah, it's a weird ass seat. And I get like, this is the most common question about this seat and what seat this is. But it's a great seat for sure. Another high five for Saints. Let's see. Taint friendly. It is taint friendly. Yeah, totally. Let's see. What else we got here? Okay. So for bars, I'm running a Santacruz 180 mil carbon bar with a 35 mil clamp. I did have 6C, like a race face 6C bar in the past, but it was kind of like too stiff. It was too stiff, and I thought it was kind of harsh to hold on to. Like you would really feel what you're rolling over a lot more, and this just has a little bit more dampening naturally in it. So this one's 9-degree sweep, 20 mil rise, and yeah, pretty standard bar. I like how it's kind of stealth with just kind of the clear coat decals on there. But yeah. What's the name of the saddle? Oh, I should say it's a Tioga Outland Spider. And that's the, I don't know, like you don't see them that much, but I feel like they're maybe getting a little more popular, but we'll see. What else do I got here? I think I blew through it all already. The rest of the stuff is still on the Reckoning, so I'm going to take that off for the build. I'm going to do the build live stream on Thursday. I'm probably going to prepare a little bit, just like cutting the steerer on the fork and taking some of the parts off the Reckoning. Then I'm going to move on to the Nomad. Yeah. So yeah, for anybody that missed it, yeah, it's a Santacruz Nomad, and it's in a size large. It's got the air shock on it, and then I'm running a Fox 36 fork. Mike Tong. No, I'm gonna go with the time pedals. Yeah, and so I, especially on the hardest trail in the world video, people thought we were crazy for riding that trail in clips, but I'm just so used to clips, and I really like them. And like when you're racing and you're going over really like chundery terrain, like I don't want the bike to bounce away from my feet or my feet bouncing on the pedals, which I have an issue with. Sam Hill does not have an issue with that apparently, but I do, and I'm not Sam Hill, so. Yeah, I just like those time pedals, and they've been good so far. I did have one moment when I was first learning how to ride them where I couldn't clip out, and basically I crashed, and my bike was like under me and like dragging and stuff. So, yeah, let's see. Being in the game industry, how's your crunch? It's actually modern game industry is not that crunchy these days. We don't work too much overtime these days. Clips are for shredding, flats are for sending. Fair enough. That's a good way to good analogy for sure. An evil following. Yeah, you know, I see people in Whistler riding hardtails. I see people in Whistler riding bikes with cantilever brakes. Like there's definitely guys that come up from the States. I would imagine they're coming up from the States. I don't know for sure, but there's some guys coming up with like hardtails and just like bikes from like 1999, like riding the bike park. So, so yeah, do you guys have any questions about the bike, or setup or anything like that? As I said earlier, I'm gonna run the bike yoke. So it's a 185 mil dropper, and it's been the most reliable dropper I've had so far. So I'm pretty stoked on that. So that's going to come off the reckoning. The Race Face 6C cranks are coming off the reckoning. The bottom bracket. Yeah. Why the tan color? Good question. So it was either tan or like a really dark green, I think. And so I thought the tan would show up better on camera. So like I didn't want to be like riding over something dark and like having the bike not that visible. So I just thought I'd go with the tan, like a lighter color. I think most people get the darker green. But yeah, I chose the tan and the matte color. So yeah. Alex Chamberlain runs organic metal. I've heard of that actually. An organic metal brake pad mix. I've never tried that. I should try that. And I've heard that a few times from racers. I just run metallic just because it lasts a lot longer. But it could go either way. They do offer a coil for this bike, but I was saying earlier that I prefer an air shock just because it's more adjustable. What were the runner-up bikes? So the runner-up bikes were, I was definitely thinking about the Hightower for sure. What else was there? I did briefly consider just getting another Slash, but it was going to take a long time to even just get one of those. What's going to be the biggest adjustment? From going from 27.5 to 29. So yeah, the nice thing about 29 is it's great at rolling over chunder and not falling into holes because you have a bigger diameter wheel. It's gonna roll over stuff a lot more nicely. But the negative is that you have a lot more rotational mass because there's just more wheel and there's more mass further away from the axle. So accelerating the bike is basically harder to accelerate the bike. The nice thing about 650B is that you can accelerate the bike more easily because there's less rotational mass. But at the same time, it's going to go into the holes more easily just because it's a smaller diameter wheel. I did. Oh yeah, the transitional Sentinel. I did think about that one actually. But when I was looking at the bikes, they were sold out. But I don't think they're sold out anymore. They might be, but the Sentinel is really interesting. The one thing that kind of put me off of it was only 140 mil in the back, which I was surprised by because a lot of the reviews say it's like the most downhill like long travel 29er there is. So yeah. Why did I haven't sold the wreck yet. I haven't sold the wreck yet, but I'm going to be selling the wreck. I don't know if I'm just going to part it out or sell it as a whole bike. Like I said, I'm going to be taking some of the parts. No, I've never really considered Nolly that much, although they're kind of a local company. Yeah, I'm not like really super keen on their bikes. They're definitely interesting for sure, but yeah. Yeah, 2 AST. Yeah, it is a Nomad CC. So because you buy frame only, I think that's the only way to get the frame is to get the CC version. Yeah. Can you do a giveaway with your old bike? That's an interesting idea. Maybe I can like figure something out with that, but we'll see. We'll see. What about YT? So I bought this frame before the new Capra came out, and then I saw the new Capra and I was like, oh, that thing's pretty sweet. Oh, it looks really good. But there's no reviews on it yet, so who knows? My buddy Guillaume, who you see in a lot of videos, he's got the Capra and he loves it. So yeah. Did you ever consider Pivot Firebird? No, I didn't consider the Firebird. I'm not super keen on the way pivots look. Like they're really swervy and swoopy and stuff. I think they're definitely really good bikes, though. Do I like Huffy bikes? I've never actually ridden a Huffy bike, so yeah. No Rocky Mountain Slayer. So I have a few friends with Rocky Mountain Slayer, and they've had a couple issues with them. So I just wanted to stay away from the Slayer. I haven't actually ridden the Slayer, but there's a couple of mechanical things that they had issues with. Jay loves this swoopy pivot. Yeah, they're so swoopy. Hey, they're like curves everywhere. Any patron rides in BC? I had my first patron ride like a month ago, I think, in Squamish, and it's really hard to organize. Like, I think I have 80 something patrons, so it's hard to organize with only 80 patrons because everybody's like all around the world, and there's only like a handful that live in Vancouver. So, what about a pole like the Lone Ranger? That's interesting, actually. I did ride his a little bit on in Chilliwack, and it definitely seemed like a really interesting bike, and it climbs like an XC bike. I was really surprised, actually. What were the Slayer issues? So the issue was that the rear axle would bind into basically the rear axle would bind, and you couldn't even take it out. So my buddy, he had his axle and bind, and he wanted to change his tire, and he couldn't because he couldn't get his wheel off. So that kind of put me off a bit. But did you consider Ibis Ripmo? So that came out after I got this bike as well, but that definitely looks pretty sweet as well, for sure. Not sure if it's safe to ask this. Ebike thoughts. So e-bikes, that's an interesting question. I'm a little bit worried about trail conflicts with e-bikes. So like, obviously e-bikes are going to be able to go uphill way faster, and then so they'll be wanting to pass people going uphill on single track. So it'll be interesting to see how that all works out. But yeah, I don't know. I think e-bikes are probably here to stay, and if you don't like them, well, you're gonna have to deal with them. And if you like them, well, they're probably gonna be awesome for you. So, but personally, I'm gonna stick to my own motor, and I'll hold my own ass up the hill. Yeah. Does anybody want to see the van? Yesterday on the Patreon live stream, I showed the van, and I was able to show it on my phone. Is anybody keen for that? Any more parts? I think legs are the best motors for sure. Let me see if I can. I got to send this live stream to my phone. One sec. How do I do this? I'm gonna find the button. You can tell my live streaming abilities are really crap because I don't. Oh, there's the invite people button. Yeah, I don't know how to do all this stuff yet. I'm not like Alexander and Seth. Those guys are experts. So I should be able to switch to my phone here. Let's see here. Join video call. Proceed. Oh, my battery's almost dead on my phone. And then camera. Switch camera. Okay. And then like this. Oh, I'll go like this for a bit. All right. Let's see if I can do this before my phone dies. I'm just gonna run outside. Oh, I have to get the keys too. So I can't see your guys' comments while I do this. So hopefully this works. Let's see here. Jason, if you can send me a message on Facebook Messenger if this is not working properly, just tell me what's going on because I can't see the chat right now. Let's see, switch the camera around. So there's the van. Is it horizontal? Oh, I have to. Oh yeah, there we go. Now it's horizontal. So yeah, I'll give you guys a little update on the van. So as you can see, we've got like some countertops now. So we installed these countertops and they're cool. It was definitely a bit of work. And then we've got like this stove in here. So got a little propane stove. Oh, he says it's working, but it keeps switching back. So and maybe my connection's not that good. Hopefully it's not too bad for you guys. So yeah, there's a stove. And then there's the sink we got here. And then this flips up. So we'll have like a water pump to show the sink or to run water to the sink. And then we got this fridge here. This fridge is eventually going to be over there. But right now that spot isn't ready for it. So I just stuck it here. And I drove this van to the Enduro in Chilliwack last weekend. So I just put it there so I could keep my beer cold and stuff. But yeah, it's the fridge. And then I got this Goal Zero battery. Goal Zero sent me a message and said they would give me a discount on this massive battery. So I took them up on it and it seems to be working pretty good so far. I've got also these window frames. So I have a friend and he's a really good woodworker. And he made these amazing window frames for our van. So eventually there's going to be a wall on the outside, but this window frame is just following the shape of the window. And yeah, it's super slick. The reason I got him to make it is because I don't know how to make round things out of wood, and like obviously this is quite round. So yeah, so the van's got the frame's quite on all the windows except for the back window because there's gonna be like a cabinet here. Yeah, and then so we got more windows over here, and yeah, so it's coming along. It's a little bit slow just because you know it's basically riding season now, so I'm still trying to ride as much as I can, but also work on the van. So yeah, maybe maybe that'll be it for the van tour. We built like a little pantry shelf here. So that'll be our pantry. We got this weird wood box here. My tire is fitting in this wood box. And basically the bike was so long that it needs to come forward. And I didn't want this wall to be all the way forward because I wanted space for this pantry. So we built this box to fit the tire. I'll show you from the backside. From the backside. So yeah, and then yeah, that's the box. The bike will fit. The bike fits here, and then you can see the tire goes in the box. Yuka's bike is like way shorter. Her bike is extra small, so it fits just perfectly anyways. And then I'm sure you guys have seen the tray slides out, of course, which is super handy. And yeah, and so that slides out just because the bed is so low, and it's just easier to get the bikes out when you can slide the whole thing out. So yeah. Yeah, that'll be it for the van tour, I think. Oh, my battery's like 8%. I better get back inside. Let's just switch this around again. My battery's almost at 8%. So yeah, Yuka and I are like, we're so stoked to go travel with the van and just be able to park up anywhere and just go to sleep. Don't have to pay for campsites or hotels or anything like that. So yeah. So yeah. You guys have questions? I'm gonna catch up on the comments here. Oh, it looks like it's kind of back and forth. Oh, that's super annoying. I hope I wasn't doing that the whole time. All right, talk to you later, Ryan. Trevor says skin of a rinky dink. Oh, that's Aaron. Hey, Aaron, how's it going? You guys, Aaron is one of the guys that works at Noble, and Trevor is Trevor, are you the CEO or the owner? Well, he's definitely an owner, but is he CEO? I don't know. President Trevor. Yeah. So, hey, Daily Mountain Bike Rider, how's it going? So that's Josh. We had an awesome ride at Galbraith a couple of weeks ago, and the plan is to go up to Whistler on Friday, and I think Daily Mountain Bike Rider Josh might join. Yeah, so it's gonna be sick. First opening day of the bike park. How many bikes does the van hold? So right now that tray only holds 2 bikes, just because there's just gonna be 2 people living in it. But obviously, if we really needed to, we could shove like a lot more bikes in there. But the idea is that we're just gonna have 2 bikes. Oh, Josh says he's in for Friday. Sweet. Yeah, it's going to be a good day. I think Jordan Boostmaster is going to be there, and his buddies, and yeah, a couple more friends. Toast? Yeah, I live in Vancouver. So Whistler's about a 90-minute drive away. So yeah, I'll be making like a opening day at Whistler video, which I'm stoked on. The weather looks amazing, and yeah. I want some Noble wheels. You should get us a BCPOV discount code. Hey, Trevor, what about a BCPOV discount code on Noble wheels? Send me a message. Let's hook that up. Any plans to hit Northern California? So maybe like next fall, we'll have the van going. And when it starts to get cold up in BC, we'll start driving south. And I think there'll be a good chance we'll head down to Northern Cali. Never had money for Nobles, but would love to try them someday. Yeah, they're pretty sick, especially with those Onyx hubs. Once the van's done, I'd be interested in total cost. So Yuka has been recording all the costs I'm a little bit afraid to look at that sheet. But yeah, it's a good thing I still have a day job. Otherwise, I'd be like bankrupt. Um, we didn't have a budget, but we're trying to like kind of go middle of the road on most things for the van. Like not go the most expensive way. We're trying to find some used stuff or some like discounted stuff, like so that the sink and stove in the van were off of eBay and things like that. So yeah, maybe I'll show off some Noble wheels. Oh, I'm gonna turn the light on here actually. And it's gonna show those wheels again because they're so sick. And you guys are talking about them, so. But yeah, they're so nice and so silent. Like you can't even hear anything. Like an infinite adjust like hub engagement. Like, oof, so nice. Excited to try these out. And yeah, my Nobles in the past just bulletproof. Like I've cased many a jump, and they were totally fine. So yeah. What's changed on the hubs? I forget what the weight is. Trevor at Noble told me the weight, but they're like almost on par with i9 weights. Like I think they're like 20 grams heavier than i9, something like that. And so yeah, the weights on those hubs are awesome for what they are, because if you look at how they work, like they have like the sprag clutch going on, and there's a lot of forces pushing against the outside of the hub. That requires a lot of extra metal there. So the fact that they got that working at that weight is pretty awesome. Lots of people asking for giveaways for old bikes. We'll see. We'll see. Well, yeah, I don't know about that. We'll see. Bike parts are expensive, and I need to kind of pay for this bike with the old bike. How did the Verb? Oh, Trail Freight. Oh yeah. Let's see. Any plans of coming to the East Coast of Canada? Or East Coast? Yeah. So next year is the World Champs is in Mont Saint Anne. So my buddy Guillaume, he's from Quebec. He's like so keen on it. He's like, we have to go. It's like a huge party. We have to go watch World Champs at Mont Saint Anne. So I think there's a good chance next summer we'll be going to Mont Saint Anne, checking out the World Cup, going riding in Quebec, and just having a good time. I really want to see how fast those World Cup guys go. Like the pros locally are really fast, but then like I feel like the top 20 World Cup guys are just on a completely on another level. So I'm super stoked to like Greg Menard and Aaron Gwynn. Like those guys are like the best ever. So it would be amazing to see them in person. Let's see. Where are you going to assemble it? I'm going to assemble it in my kitchen. So it's going to be the kitchen bike build. So that'll be kind of fun, actually. And hopefully it all goes well. I think I can do 6 hours. I think maybe. I don't know. I'll try to prepare a few things and make sure it all goes smoothly. But do you have experience with other Santacruz bikes? So I've not ridden the V10, but I had a Nomad 3 and a Santacruz Bullet, and those were both super bulletproof, like really good bikes. I've heard the V10 is amazing, but I've never actually ridden one. Trail features, what dropper? I've got the Bike Yoke Revive on my Reckoning right now, and so far that's been my favorite dropper post. It's been the most reliable, so I'm going to move that from the Reckoning over to here. And then, yeah, and then I think I have like a 9.8 that I'll put on the Reckoning, a 9.8, what is it called? 9.8 175 mil dropper that I'll put on the Reckoning. I do have a question, not counting the Evil. Is this your only bike, or are there any? So Phoenix Matt asked if this is my only bike. So I sold the Cannondale Habit, which is for sale right now, but nobody in BC wants to buy a lefty fork. but it's super common, like in other, like in the States, obviously lots of people ride Cannondale. Like in Alberta, I hear a lot of people ride Cannondale. But in BC, people don't really want to buy my Cannondale for some reason. So, but it's for sale. I'll ship it to the States if anybody wants it. And it's at a really good price. It's got Noble wheels, and it's pretty sick build. Oh yeah, I'm reading people's comments, talking to each other. The fall line. Oh yeah, it's the fall line, 9.8 fall line. Yeah, yeah. I had a couple issues with my fall line, so yeah, that's why I'm running the bike yoke now. So many Calgary. Tell your Calgary friends to buy my Cannondale Habit SE, please. Now I can see why you recommended the Hightower LT for long-term use. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Santacruz. They're so reliable, and like I just want my bike to work. I don't want to be like changing bearings all the time. I don't want to be warranting it. Like I just want to be able to ride all summer without a problem. So hopefully this Nomad can do that. My Santa Cruzes in the past have been like that. So yeah. Yeah. All right. Was there anything else you guys wanted to know? I can show a bit of camera gear if you want. Let's see. Let's look at any other questions. Oh, I saw on your Japan trip, how far down south did you travel? I'm near Iwakuni, and I'm looking for. So Tom L was asking about Japan. So next Friday's video is from Kyushu. So Yuka and I drove all the way down to Kyushu, and we did a downhill race at a place called Yoshimuda Bike Park, and it was really fun actually. Like racing. If you want to meet people in a new place, go to a race, because they're all going to be stoked that you're there, and you're just gonna make friends, and then they're going to show you the sweet trails, sweet local trails. So yeah. Still using Resolve. Yeah, I use DaVinci Resolve for all my editing, all my color grading. Yeah, I like it. I saw version 15 came out. It's in beta. I'll wait till it's fully released, just because the beta is kind of the betas tend to be a bit buggy. So I don't really need that problem. MRP specified that the Nomad as one of the bikes they had in mind for the new double crown fork. Oh, interesting. I would. So I like how stiff double crown forks are and how problem free they can be. Like you're not going to get a CSU creak, like crown, like the steer and crown creaking. But I'd also want to be able to turn the bars a lot more than a triple crown would allow. And so like a lot of the riding in North Van and the shore is like really kind of techy and tight. So yeah. Is your Nomad carbon? This is the Nomad CC, so it's carbon. Trail features. I think Joseph, you're planning to come up to Bellingham, right? You should just keep on trucking up into BC when you get there. V15. Where is your truck 9? So the Slash got sold. The Slash is after I got the Reckoning, I sold the Slash. Yeah. So yeah, maybe tempting. You just have to say yes to trail features. Get your passport in together. I hope you have a passport. Definitely, you should come up. I found my Habit is sick. Someone in Calgary buy my Habit. Ever thought about a smaller bike or a downhill bike? So, well, the Reckoning is actually a smaller bike. And then the Slash was even a smaller bike than that. The Slash was 150 mil. The Rec was 161 in the back. And then this is 170. Yeah, so I plan to spend a lot of time in Whistler, so all that travel is going to be really helpful. But at the same time, like if I want to go to more pedally places like maybe Galbraith and Bellingham or Cumberland on the island, maybe it's not going to be as efficient. But Apparently, it still pedals really good. So we'll see how it goes. I think for now, I just want to have one bike. So, and plus with the van, like realistically, having one bike is probably the way to go. Oh yeah, Joseph, you should definitely do the heli drop in Whistler. That definitely gave Jason and Ryan a bit of a good day there. HMNTB coming to Whistler in 2019. You're gonna have a great time. Like Whistler has everything. And make sure you stop on Squamish on the way. Have you ever been to Sun Peaks or Silver Star? Yeah, I've been to both actually, and they're both awesome. And hopefully I can get there this summer. We plan to go east in BC, so we'll probably pass by those places and check them out. I really want to make some videos there. I think, yeah, there's some really great stuff at both those bike parks. Slash or Reckoning. I think I kind of prefer the Reckoning just because the Slash was so expensive and creaky. What's my favorite trail in Whistler? That's a good question. So in the Valley, Green Monster is awesome, but also in the Valley, what is it? Lord of the Squirrels is amazing. Like if you're going to go to Whistler and you have your trail bike with you, go ride Lord of the Squirrels. And if you haven't seen my video, check that video out because it's like this beautiful alpine epic, and then the descent it's like a blue trail, but it's like so fun and fast, and it's one of the best rides in BC. I was just saying that to a friend today. So let's see. I'm in Coquitlam. What are the chances of going out for a ride? If you see me on the trail, say hi, and then we could probably join up for sure. But I'm often super busy, especially when I'm working during the week, and then on the weekends I'm already have my rides all planned. Coming to Beeham, North Van, Squamish, Worcester in June. Yeah, that sounds like a fantastic plan. Those are like all those places are perfection. And you're gonna have a great time, and it's all like awesome variety. Like every ride is gonna be different between all those different places. Plenty of bike parks in BC. So I've actually ridden most of the bike parks in BC before I started the channel, and I should definitely do more. There's an enduro in Panorama that I'm maybe gonna do just because some friends are gonna go. And Panorama has a bike park, and I think that enduro is in the bike park. I'm pretty sure. So yeah. Wheel size change, yeah, from 26 or 27 to 20, or from 29 to 27. Ever been to Tiger Mountain? I imagine you're talking about Seattle. I've never been to Seattle, but I've been to, what's it called, Fall City, and that was the only place without snow when I was in the area, and that was pretty fun. Have I ever ridden Burnaby Mountain? Yes, I have. So Burnaby Mountain is the place I ride when the shore has too much snow on it. Nicole's trail, right? Nicole's. That's probably my favorite trail there. I like how you have the Saints on the Habit. Seems overkill, but so the reason I have the Saints on my kind of XC bike is because I want the same feel on all my bikes, and I want to be able to run the same brake pads. I don't want to buy a bunch of brake pads and then have to have special brake pads per certain bike. But yeah, it's probably overkill, but for me, I liked it, and it was just the right feel for me. Greetings from down under, Mark Turner. I imagine you're talking about Australia. Any plans to ride SoCal? So I have ridden SoCal, but I didn't have the channel going then. I rode Laguna Beach, and that was pretty fun. There's actually some pretty trails that were not on the map there, which is pretty cool. I think probably in the winter we'll probably be down in SoCal, maybe Mexico, Arizona, places like that. What brand of brakes do you prefer and use? So yeah, I had the Saints, so I really like the Saints. They're pretty noise free, and they have a ton of power, and yeah, maybe you have to bleed them a little more than other brakes, but I don't know. I like them a lot. So Saints. Do you carry bear spray when you ride in BC? Is it necessary? So it's not really necessary south of Whistler, like south of Pemberton area. But if you're going north to like the Chilcotin area, actually, I have a story. So I don't know if Trevor's still watching this live. Trevor from Noble, we were riding in the Chilcotins, and we were tearing down this hill, and he's up ahead, and all of a sudden he starts yelling, and I don't quite realize what's going on. And we go down the hill, and we have to cross the creek, and he's like hammering up this hill to get up the creek. And we get to the top, and he says, there's a fucking bear over there. And as I turn around, there's like a grizzly bear just standing there watching us. And he said he almost hit the bear. And then he's like kind of freaking out. And then I tell him, like, well, take a picture because it's kind of cool, right? So we got the picture of the bear, and the bear got completely disinterested in us and just walked away. But in that case, we did have bear spray, and we did have a bear bell. I think we were probably going too fast for it to actually hear the bear bell. And I think the bear spray, some people just say it's just seasoning for their meal, basically. So, but I would definitely carry bear spray if you're going into a grizzly region. Black bears aren't as scary, like especially in Whistler. If you ride the bike park in Whistler, you probably have like a 90% chance of seeing a black bear just grazing around. They're basically like cows in Whistler. They're really common, and I've heard some stories of them like getting kind of keen and then walking into restaurants in the village and stuff. And then, then maybe the bear has to be put down at that point. But yeah, black bears aren't as scary as grizzly bears, that's for sure. Del Boca Vista. In Florida? I just know Del Boca Vista from Seinfeld. How's it going, Van Cam? Lord of the Scrolls. I'm still going through the thread here. Sorry. Lord of the Scrolls is now on the bucket trails. Oh yeah, it's such a good trail. Lord of the Scrolls is amazing. The Top of the World is really good. Actually, I recorded Top of the World. I'll probably release the Top of the World video just before it opens this year, just because I had so many videos to go through, and the Top of the World video was like, it was going to be like an hour long because it's such a big descent. So I'm more worried about big kitties than the cougars are kind of scary. There's not that many attacks, but the thing with cougars is they see you, but you don't see them. They just kind of hide out in the forest and stalk you and just watch you. So they're kind of scary. So if you're like a woman and you have to squat down to pee, make sure someone's around, because they'll go after like smaller sized objects like dogs or squatting woman. So when are you going to build your bike? So I'm going to do it on Thursday. It's going to be a live stream. I'm taking the day off work to do it. And I don't know, maybe I'll start at 10, something like that. And I figure a lot of people will watch at work or whatever, that kind of thing. And then, the next day we'll head to Whistler and test out the new bike. Mont Saint and in 2019. Yeah. Yeah, I've been riding with Trevor, Guillaume, and Forerunner Guy. Forerunner Guy is James. Yeah. My mate is considering, and I consider it to be our favorite POV channel. Oh, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. What's the FPS you shoot your vids on in the GoPro? I shoot at 24 frames a second in Super View. Believe it or not, Texas is getting a lift access bike park soon. That is sick. That's awesome. There needs to be more lift access bike parks. Oh, Nicole's got a redo. That's awesome. Nicole's is that trail on Burnaby Mountain. Fall City's rad. Okay, maybe I gotta skip ahead here a little bit. Have you done the Disneyland heli drop? No, but I've walked up there, and that's a hard hike to get up there. I don't know if I should be talking about Disneyland on a live stream, but if you don't know what Disneyland is, it's kind of like this. Anyways, but yeah, it's a gnar hike to get up there. The helicopter is probably a nicer way to get up there for sure. Bears are badass. I don't know what P-Track is. Del Boca is the best trail in Whistler. Oh, Del Boca is the best trail in Whistler. I see. Yeah. Oh, so what's my favorite trail in the bike park? My favorite trail in the bike park is probably Dirt Merchant. just because it's so fun and it's so unlike anything you can get outside of a bike park. Like it's just so flowy and big jumps, but like you can line short, you can case them, and you're not going to die. Like it's super good. And just the progression of the bike park, like every lap you get more and more confidence, and you're like, oh, I can do this, and you eventually you're sending these massive jumps. So it's super awesome. Oh, Adam Bromell, he's like my old coworker. How's it going, man? How are you? I don't know. Am I allowed to say this? Adam made this really amazing video game. What's it called? Astro. Sorry, Adam, I forgot the name. It's basically a big sandbox game, and it's super sick. Called. I'm sure he'll tell me what it is. Well, people at your work watch. Well, my buddy Quinn will definitely be watching, but I'm not skipping work. I'm actually taking the day off. Astroneer, yeah, that's right. Sorry, man. It's been a while since I've seen it pop up. Yeah, and Adam's doing so awesome with that game. Like, it's such a cool concept. What's the closest you've been to Whistler in like North Van or to Whistler in? What's the closest I've been to? Maybe I'm reading a conversation here. Has Phil made any changes after buying Whistler? So I think the price of a day pass has gone up. I know the ski season has gotten a lot more expensive after Vail. I think the price of a season's pass at Whistler has gotten cheaper, but the day ticket got more expensive. Yeah, we got a few like closet developers in the chat here. There's a few earlier, Adam, they're like, oh yeah, I'm a game developer too. It was super sick. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. What else we got here? But yeah, maybe we'll end the stream there. And thanks for everybody for watching. Thanks for watching the videos. I couldn't do without you, obviously. And yeah, I can't, like, I think, what am I, 18K subscribers now? So that's super sick. And yeah, thanks for commenting, liking, watching all the videos. It totally helps. Oh, Utah. How's it going, Utah? From Kyoto. That's awesome. I'm glad it's so international. I'm so stoked on that. Okay. One last shot of the Nomad. All right. So there is a sick ass new frame. So nice. Can't wait to try this thing out. Oh, the camera needs to focus. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. So stoked on this. It's got like the internal like cable routing and stuff. Like, so you can just push the cable through and it'll just pop out the other end. Yeah. All right, guys. I think that'll be it for tonight. Thanks for the super chats, and yeah, I'll see you guys next. I'll see you guys on Thursday. I'll be doing the live stream on Thursday, and I'll be building up the bike, and hopefully it goes smoothly. Hopefully I don't like forget some part or hit some roadblock. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you later. Ciao.